Hey there everyone, Stan the Medical Minuteman here. Welcome back to another Medical Minute Monday. This week we'll be learning about laceration repairs. A laceration repair is a procedure in which a wound is sewn, or sutured, together to facilitate the healing process and prevent infection. When a patient presents with a wound, the clinician will likely ask if the patient's tetanus is up to date. Be sure to document this information in the chart and prompt the clinician outside of the exam room if you aren't certain that it's been addressed. The clinicians must ask themselves, does this wound require sutures? The depth and location of the wound, whether underlying structures such as muscle or bone are visible, the level of bleeding, and cosmetic factors must all be taken into account. Lip lacerations are a prime example of taking cosmetics into consideration. The edges of the lips, known as the vermilion border, must be carefully aligned with sutures, otherwise you risk the vermilion border being misaligned after the healing process. So we've addressed the tetanus immunization and decided to suture. Let's walk through everything that must be documented during the procedure. As is done with all procedures, the time of the procedure name, indication, and whether patient consent was obtained must be documented. The location of the laceration should be documented. If your clinician goes to great length to describe the precise location of the laceration, don't just document right forearm. The description ought to be detailed as well, containing the width, length, depth, and general shape of the laceration. Regardless of whether the patient cleaned the wound prior to coming in, the wound will be prepped and draped in sterile fashion. Your clinician may also ask you to document whether or not foreign bodies were observed and removed. The clinician will then numb the surrounding tissue, document the percent and quantity of the anesthetic used, and whether it contained epinephrine. The number and type of sutures should be documented as well. The type of suture chosen will vary with the severity and the location of the wound. The suturing technique should also be documented. In the ER, the most common technique is simple interrupted. Post-procedure information should include whether the patient tolerated the procedure well and any additional information your clinician requests. Here's an example of what the complete note might look like. Be sure to also include the following in the patient's chart: wound care instructions, any return to the ER or office instructions, including but not limited to signs of infection, and when the patient was instructed to follow up for re-evaluation of the wound and removal of the sutures. I hope that you've enjoyed this week's Medical Minute on laceration repairs. Show your support by hitting that like button or leaving a comment below, and I'll see you next Monday for a review of sepsis. And for more updates like these, come join us online.